From the Apubco Studios at Britain and Broadway, you're listening to a News OK podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Comics Podcast at News OK. I'm Matt Price. I'm here with Kyle Roberts. And Kyle, we're getting Halloween kind of a couple weeks early with a couple of spooky comics this week. We've got a ghost and a skeleton, and then in our third one, we've got a gorilla and a robot. Maybe that's not as scary, but they're things you could dress up with for Halloween.
Batman and Wolverine are always two.
Also, two popular Halloween costumes. Let's kick it off with Haunt. This is probably the biggest Image Comics release in several years, I would say. Mm-hmm. It's Todd McFarlane, the guy who created Spawn, is working with Robert Kirkman, the guy who created Invincible and The Walking Dead. And they're working with Greg Capullo, who drew Spawn for a number of years, and Ryan Ottley, who draws Invincible. So obviously you've got a book that feels a little bit like Spawn, a little bit like The Walking Dead, and a little bit like Invincible, but has a real big, I think, is a lot like the Image Comics of the early 90s, and really kind of the better parts of that. I'm not talking so much about things coming out really late or being questionably written. This is actually written pretty well, but the art style is going to put you in that early 90s, 1992 mood.
Very gory.
Very gory, very violently, exactly, yeah. The basic idea is there's this priest, his brother is a special ops guy who gets murdered, and then the two of them can sort of combine into this character who may be called Haunt, but that's basically his deal. Is the two of them together have this kind of ectoplasmic symbiosis.
All right.
I never thought I'd say those two words together. But yeah, what did you say about it when you were looking at it earlier?
Yeah, I mean, even just looking at it, it kind of looks like a ghost version of Venom.
Yeah, so
two kind of beings formed together.
Symbiotically together, yeah, Haunt. And so if you're a McFarlane fan, he's back doing comics again. Second, Batman Unseen. This is
Invisible Man.
Yeah, Doug Munch and Kelly Jones. Kelly Jones was a Batman artist actually in the 90s for a long time as well, and he draws kind of a spookier, more haunted version of Batman.
Almost looks, kind of more like a monster or something like that.
So what did you think of this one, Kyle?
I liked it a lot. It's very unique. Not that no comic has ever done this, but it kind of goes through the chapters. Even some chapters are only one page, but it kind of goes through the chapters, so it feels kind of more like a novel. It's
this mystery Batman's trying to solve. There's this scientist who's trying to develop this invisibility serum, and you see him slowly becoming invisible over the course of the series, over the course of the issue, which is kind of creepy, actually. So that's why it's Batman Unseen. But it's very dark, very moody. Felt almost like like reading an Edgar Allan Poe story or something to some degree because of just the spookiness and the mood.
So that definitely ties in with the Halloween.
Exactly. And then the X-Men meet up with the Agents of Atlas in X-Men versus the Agents of Atlas. And that is a 2-issue miniseries that's coming out.
Paws versus Claws.
Paws versus Claws. The Agents of Atlas are kind of a neat team. You've got a spaceman and a robot and a gorilla. These were Marvel heroes in the 50s. Now they kind of are working for Osborn, and they come into conflict with the X-Men as they're trying to locate one of their missing teammates by using some of the X-Men's technology. But the X-Men don't really want to let them have the technology. Conflict ensues.
Yeah, quite a bit of action. One cool thing about this comic is that they have kind of one of the dated issues in the back, maybe possibly from the 60s or something like that.
Early days of the X-Men.
Where they get in conflict again and kind of battling it out there, duking it out.
Very cool.
But yeah, it seems like they're both good guys with good intentions. They're getting in battle, getting in conflict, but I think they're probably going to resolve it.
Right. It seems Wolverine and M11, the robot member of Agents of Atlas, have animosity going back many years, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed all this week, and we'll just let me mention just briefly, also you've got an Astonishing X-Men by Warren Ellis this week. Another Warren Ellis, the final issue of Planetary, the much acclaimed series came out this week. You've got another issue of Justice League Cry for Justice by James Robinson. You've got World of New Krypton, and of course Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin. So pretty good week if you get out to the comic book store. I'm going to pick myself as my pick of the week. I'm going to go with Haunt as my pick of the week. It's it's kind of a different thing, and some people won't like it. But I just felt, reading it, I was excited, and I was like, it felt like, it reminded me of when people were really excited about Image Comics. And I'm hoping maybe they can do that again. So
yeah, I'll agree with that. But I'm going to say my favorite is Batman Unseen.
All right, very good. So for Kyle Roberts, I am Matt Price. Thanks for watching.